Hey, Dental Nachos crew, it is Paul, Dr. Nacho with the JFO. Just find out key resource and sponsor. I'm so excited to bring to you a day in the life of a dental rep during a pandemic. I am officially a medium-aged dentist, been doing this for 18 years. Had the pleasure of dealing with dental reps for that time. It's really transformed from my time, 2002, up until 2020. But for the first time, I have not had dental reps coming into my office unannounced. We're going to talk with our two key resources and sponsors. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, share with them what they do and how they help dentists. We'll start with Alan. Share with the Nacho audience what you do and how you help dentists.
Hey, thanks, Paul. Thank you very much for having Dawn and I. Really excited to be here. Day in the life, it's really hard to kind of sum up into just one sentence because I feel like we do so much for our offices. And, some dentists might not think that and decide to go other ways, but for the ones that value us and trust us on a day-to-day, we really kind of do everything. Many of us have branded ourselves in such a way where you'd say we're a one-stop shop. So, from putting out fires to ordering cotton rolls or your chairs and lights and other technology to helping you staff for your office, and the list really goes on. So
you guys can answer a lot of questions, Alan, on new stuff. Both you guys are dental reps with Shine, and and how long have you been doing this for? The pleasure of working with us dentists, Alan. How long has that been for you?
Yeah, I moved out here from Wisconsin 7 years ago just for Henry Shine. So a little over 7 years I've been out on the East Coast selling dental supplies.
Awesome. Now, my grandmother told me I was the most interesting person in the world, but not everyone always thinks that. So people only watch in until this first couple minutes. I do have a fun announcement with Shine. Two of my key resources and sponsors have joined forces. Now you get to sell. What is that, Alan? One of my best friends. What are you guys now able to sell at Shine?
Isolite, which is a fantastic product, especially given the recent COVID news with aerosols or whatnot. Fantastic product.
I have to say, my own wife, Mrs. Nacho, she loves that name. She's a teacher, and when we first met, I had to do 2 fillings on her. Teachers only can come one week out of the year between Christmas and New Year's. This is their only week. They have to do all their dental care. So I did these, and when I put it in, and she never heard it, she said, I really like that. I was afraid the dentist was going to cut my tongue. So the isolate to me brings out so many good things. Don't drop things. Gets the patient to do this thing. I call it be quiet for the appointment. Suctions, all those things. Awesome. Now I'm going to go to you, Dawn. Dawn, share with us your experience in the dental rep world and what's going on with you now.
So I'm in Tampa, and I've been with Shine for 11 years. And for me, I'm pretty much a part of the team for most of the accounts that I work with. I'm just not there every day. So I get the text messages when they need this or need that, or, a service call, or they're looking for a product, or, right now, and I'm sure it's probably been an issue in your practice, but PPE and, getting things and making sure they have everything. And, it's been stressful for them, but our offices are busy. I mean, people are going to the dentist here, and so they need things so that they can keep working.
I agree with you on many fronts there. And I think that, the PPE portion, you never thought you would just run out of something. I mean, I've been in dental for 18 years. I never thought I wouldn't be able to order gloves, masks, gowns, things like that. This is a new thing. I do say that, during this challenging pandemic time, patients have been a bit nicer. I think they're like, you got enough problems, Dennis. I'm going to be nicer out there. So that's been great. So let's dig into a little bit, Alan, Dawn, about your rep life. So I know, had reps of all different companies, different sizes come. Sometimes they do a lunch and learn. Sometimes they stop by unannounced. Sometimes they come and I do this thing. I hide from them. I'm just joking. But, I have had all different experiences. What's it been like after the pandemic? Have you been connecting with offices, Alan, in a different way, whether it's through Zoom or FaceTime or more phone calls? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, in general, which was kind of weird to say exciting during a quarantine time, but people were still interested in doing startups, which I specialize in. So I started this study club called the FYI Study Club in New York City for young dentists looking to do startups. So ironically, a lot of them were reaching out to me during this time to spend that free time planning. So I was doing a lot of Zoom calls, educating younger dentists on the whole, platform. So spent a lot of time doing that, as well as learning about all the PPP loans and so on and so forth, reaching out to offices. And, Dawn and I were speaking about this prior to today, and she even had local
like grant,
more local grants. Dawn, if you want to touch on that.
Yeah.
Well, before you go, Dawn, I will say we can bond over this, a dental term. I'm sure dentists ask you a lot of questions that may have nothing to do with what you do, but they ask you anyway, just like patients, right? Patients will ask us all kinds of questions. So the more of a resource you can be, then share with us, Dawn, what were they asking about this loan program?
So really just who qualified, who's giving out the most accurate information, because we talk to so many different doctors, and so and the doctors know that. So it's kind of like, what is everybody doing? What is everybody thinking? Should we do this? Should we wait? Should we, what should we do? What should next steps be? So we were just, I feel like Shine did a really good job of kind of educating us so that we could educate them and helping them to take the next steps and what they should and shouldn't do as far as the PPE loan goes. But like I said, even locally, we had county grants that doctors could apply for, and our doctors are so busy, they don't have time to really look into that, see if they qualify. So that was kind of something that I would do for them.
That's awesome. I mean, it's a evaluated thing to connect with people. My team can tag my awesome friend, key resource sponsor, John Wilson, who's at Dental Lab. I started with him in 2010. We would talk almost daily. Then it moved to every now and then. Now we text a lot. We use the technology Loom. So even though we built this relationship, it's an opportunity to connect with people. We call mechanism of connection in ways that sometimes can be more convenient, can get the answer quicker, right? Being able to text. Yeah. And I think what you're doing, Alan, with that study club is awesome. I mean, you can create content like my idol Gary Vee, and you can say, hey, this is my update from Alan and Dawn at Shine, the 4 new things we have this quarter that you think about. You make 1 2-minute video, and
everyone can see it.
They can view it at their convenient time. I think one of the things that's challenging right now is so many pieces of information come into you at the same time. But I want to look at it. Maybe I want to look at it at the end of the day when I'm having a glass of wine on the couch because there's nothing on Netflix. So when you can share information like that, I think that's a real positive for reps or anyone who does what we do, because you can take a link on Loom or YouTube and deliver that to your clients. I am a positive person. What are some of the positives that you see, Dawn, moving forward with this in dentistry? Anything your office have shared with you? What are some things that we could look forward to?
So I think with, because in Florida, we were shut down for about a month. And so that kind of gave everybody a month of not doing dentistry and not going to work like normal, and, put a lot of stress on everybody. But going back to work, everybody's been more motivated. They, you know what I mean? Everybody, and they're busy. They're so busy. And so I feel like, I think a lot of people are surprised at how busy they are actually. And so, going forward, the communication between my doctors and myself is really important, because I need to know what they need, what they don't need, what they're not getting that they were thinking was not going to be a problem. So just how can I help them? So the communication during that time was just really important for both of us.
And I think one of the things I'll share, because there's dentists of all ages and stages in dental nachos, and, some of the newest ones think I never need to talk to a rep. And then some of the these days dentists say, I can ask my rep if I want to change from, blue scrubs to black scrubs. There's probably a big down here for both generations, right? Dentists super dramatic, move to the middle where, hey, I still want to connect with a human being, but I can still leverage technology in the best way. Alan, how about some positives you've seen?
Yeah, I think definitely there's been more of an appreciation for what you do in the office, and that's not just for the dentist, it's also for their team members. After being out of work for so long, when you come back, they're like, okay, I'm ready to be here again, and I'm ready to be better than I was before. So, I think that regarding PPE and even things of that nature, I think that there was not so much as an appreciation before as there is now. Maybe wearing the wrong level mask before, and now realizing you should be wearing a level 3. Things of that nature, I think, make us as reps excited for our dentists to realize what's right.
I think that's a great point. There's a funny thing, I think either it's on TikTok or Instagram or both, saying I was today's years old when I learned this, right? And it was sort of like, and I think that's just a fair thing, and it doesn't have to be a dramatic thing, but I think there's been a lot of reset and awareness of stuff that goes on in our dental space. And, patients are holding us in some ways accountable for things they didn't think about before. So being able to answer those questions, well, I'm big on how to talk to people, how to make them feel confident, how to answer questions. I mean, not all of us are still in this state of like, you go to a restaurant. Can you walk in? Can you not walk in? Do I need to get taken now? Well, I get my temperature taken, right? So it's a very confusing time, and anything that you can do to support an office, make it less confusing is so.
Yeah. And Paul, not to jump in, but as Shine reps, we are authorized to do ocean infection control training for our offices. So I know Dawn and myself specifically, from the entire time I've been at Shine, I've always pushed that as a value-added service. And it was almost like before we chased people down and say, hey, this is required annually by state and federal law. And now I have offices screaming to me, when can you do it? When can you do it? I was like, what happened in the last 7 years I've been asking you to do it? So,
Alan, I have to say, though, I will make a point. You don't have to get that N95 fit test yourself, because you would not be able to have that awesome beard if you did.
That is a problem, yeah.
I think that this also just brings me to the collaboration I like to encourage at Dental Nachos, whether it's between dentists, whether it's between companies. I mean, it's a time where we can bond or band together and do cool things. I mean, I've had awesome suppliers say, hey, stock up on as many masks as you can, because we don't know what's going to happen. Get them from someone else, because we all want to keep doing dentistry. I've used the example like playing golf. If you run out of golf balls, you can't play golf. And I still have the concern, this is just me as a practice owner of 2 practices with multiple people working with me. If we run out of some key thing, doesn't matter how good we are doing anything else.
You're down production.
Yeah.
So I think that's awesome.
And we don't want to be like overselling you, like that salesperson oversells. So I try to tell my doctors and the girls, try to keep like a 3 to 4 month supply, because we really don't know what the next 3 to 4 months. So
now
once you get it, just forget about
it. Like, what's next? Gloves.
Right.
One of my friends 2 years ago told me this. I thought was great advice. When stuff doesn't expire that you use every day, get as much as your storage can hold. I mean, there's a funny Seinfeld, a Beefarino episode with this back in the day from a Sam's Club. But, whether it's masks or gowns, these are things that you're going to need forever. So just be purposeful and don't take your eye off the ball for what's coming next. Before we jump off, I want you guys maybe to share like, hey, what's one thing, if you're a dental practice owner now and you've seen stuff from the shutdown to the back, just what's one thing you would be thinking about doing over the next few months, especially as the year ends, to either protect your business, prepare your business, work with a rep? I'll give you an open-ended one there. Dawn, I'll let you go first.
So, I mean, I feel like a lot of my doctors see the value in working with a rep, and if you don't, just give that person a shot. And it may not be the one person you just may not click with, but not all reps are the same. So, just give a rep a shot. Try to develop that relationship, and then look at it as part of your team. So, like I tell my doctors, I'm going to be working for 15 more years, so I wouldn't do anything to jeopardize the relationship. So I'm working for you. I'm just not there every single day.
I want to bring up before you go. So I have 2 awesome team members who are rabid, raving Eagles fans. Now, remember, Mondays their attitude goes based on sometimes the Sunday. And the ABC. What I'm bringing up is the ABC of always be connecting. Dental reps are connectors in this industry, and they can solve problems for you that don't show up on the stat sheet, that don't show up as points. They could find an associate for you. They might know someone who's selling a practice, because they're the ones connecting, and that do not lose that out there, because it's so critical even now. So whether it's not always about getting the cheapest price on cotton rolls, definitely still be a good business person. But remember, when you have a person who knows your business and what goes on in it, finding hygienists, finding assistants, solving problems is great. Thanks, Dawn.
Yeah.
And hey, and we're free, right? So at the end of the day, we make our money off of the supplies, technology, and equipment that you buy. So utilize us the most that you can, and we'll only do good by you. And I think I couldn't have said it any better than what Dawn said, other than, we've been in well over 1,000 practices in our career. I speak for us both. And we know what works and what doesn't, sort of, right? And you can always kind of be an outlier, but there's, things work and some don't. So when you want to bounce ideas off of us, that's what we're here for.
I think everybody's looking for this in their life. Whether they have a baby, whether they have a practice, they just want to go to someone and be like, is this thing normal? Is the thing that normal? So maybe it's a new practice owner saying, I just took over and my team, they're very frustrated. I'm the new owner. Like, that's totally normal, right? But then some other things happening that's not normal. Maybe it's a seasoned age dentist who's gotten a CBCT saying, my team can't get anybody to use it. I'm just using an example. So when you can have people like you guys saying what's normal, what's not normal, I'm saying it's so valuable. I really appreciate you guys coming on. Again, key resource and sponsor Shine is partner with Xyrus. I'm so excited. I'm going to wear an Isolite to our next Facebook Live here the entire time. The Isolite is truly my best friend. I love their company. I love what you guys are doing. It's made my life less stressful, made me more successful. If you want to find out more about it, my team will share that in the comments here. You also can text Isolite to 215-543-6454. You can text me here. We can talk about how much we both love the Isolite, how you can find out more about it. Alan, Dawn, thanks so much for being on here. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you.
Thanks.